Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Thursday, August 17, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Seattle Mariners vs Kansas City Royals. Take the Mariners with the run line. And here is why. The Mariners picked up a win in the second game of this series, halting a 3-game win streak. They needed 10 innings to pick up a win on Tuesday night, and that was their third extra inning game in their last 4 outings. Heading into Wednesday, the offense had scored 6 or more runs in 4 of their last 6 games. This season they have scored 547 runs through 119 games, 15th overall. 5 Mariner players have over 100 hits so far this season, with Julio Rodriguez leading the group with 125, 11th most in the AL. Drod was hitting .293 over 13 games in August, with 8 extra base hits, 14 RBIs, 7 runs and 4 stolen bases. Seattle has displayed a strong performance in their series since the All-Star break, recording a commendable 6-2-2 record. Having split the initial 2 games of this series, their determination to secure the remaining victories is evident. Kirby's remarkable performance in the second half has been overshadowed by a lack of run support in his recent outing. The team boasts a 6-2 record in his past 8 starts, with a majority resulting in wins by a margin of at least 3 runs. Furthermore, Seattle's recent pattern highlights that 4 of their last wins and an impressive 12 out of 14 victories have been achieved with a lead of at least 2 runs. Seattle has consistently found success on the moneyline, having emerged victorious in 26 out of their last 29 games, as reported by Covers.com. With Kansas City's starting lineup still uncertain, this situation presents an excellent opportunity to capitalize on favorable odds. Early odds are hovering around plus 115 for Seattle minus 1.5, making it an enticing option for bettors looking to secure value in their play. Our total pick is over 8.5 runs, and here is why. In their first 2 meetings, these two combined to average 15.5 total runs per game. The Royals' offense has averaged 7.8 runs per game over their last 4. Seattle scored 6.3 per game in their last 3 and have put up at least 6 runs in 9 of their last 19 games. Kirby could be an issue when it comes to Kansas City putting up many runs, but this total is low enough that Seattle should be able to carry much of the bulk of the load. The over is 6-3-1 in the last 10 meetings and 4-0 over their last 4. Boston Red Sox vs Washington Nationals. Take the Red Sox. And here is why. Boston has won 5 of their last 6 games, including a 5-4 victory over the Nationals in the first game of a 3-game set in Washington. The Sox are currently 10.5 games behind the Baltimore Orioles, 74-46 in the AL East, and 3 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays, 67-54 third in AL East, for the final spot in the wild card. Boston is leaning on their pitching staff during their playoff push. They have given up 3 runs or less in 4 of their last 6 games. The Nationals saw their modest 3-game winning streak snapped when they lost to the Red Sox 5-4 in the first game of their home series with them. RHP Josiah Gray had his shortest outing this season, lasting only 3 innings and allowing 5 earned runs on 5 hits and 3 walks. Washington is most likely playing for next year, as they are now 9.5 games back of the Miami Marlins for the last wild card spot and buried beneath 7 teams. Corbin has encountered challenges in several instances during his 12 home starts, resulting in a less than ideal 3-7 record. His ERA hovers just below 5, accompanied by a WHIP of 1.54. Unfortunately, his recent performance trajectory hasn't been positive, as evidenced by a 5.89 ERA and a 1.69 WHIP in his last 3 starts at Nationals Park. This downward trend has contributed to the Nationals' loss in 4 out of Corbin's last 5 home starts. The pitching strength of the Washington Nationals has been a vulnerability throughout the season, with their current ERA ranking them 27th in the league at 4.88. On the other hand, the Boston Red Sox hold a strong offensive position, currently sitting 4th in team batting average with a .262 and 10th in ISO. This places them in a favorable position to capitalize on the Nationals' weaker pitching staff, potentially scoring rapidly and abundantly. Impressively, the Red Sox have secured victories in each of Sale's previous 4 starts, indicating their consistency and capability. Moreover, Boston's recent track record showcases 5 wins out of their last 6 games against a spread. With a historical record of 9-1 at Nationals Park, the Red Sox seem poised to exploit Corbin's vulnerabilities and clinch a victory on the road come Thursday. The statistics strongly suggest a favorable outcome for the Red Sox in this matchup. Our total pick is under 9.5 runs. And here is why. Corbin has produced a 1-0 record with a 3.71 ERA and 1.12 WHIP in his previous 3 starts. He did not factor in the decision in his previous start, which came against the Philadelphia Phillies, 65-55 Sioux, second in NL East, on the road. He went 5 innings and allowed 1 run, none earned, on 1 hit and walked 7 batters. Boston has gone under the run total in 6 straight games. They have hit only .225 with a .382 slugging percentage in their previous 5 games on the road. The Red Sox pitching staff is ranked 12th in league in team ERA away from their home stadium. The Nationals rank toward the bottom of the league in average runs scored per game at home with 4.34 and are also ranked in the bottom half of the league in home slugging percentage, so the odds they score quickly in bunches against Boston's staff are low. Boston scores almost a full run less per game on average on the road than at home in 2023. The Nationals pitching staff has produced a 3.60 ERA and 1.02 WHIP in their last 5 games at home. Washington has gone under the run total in 2 of their last 3 games. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair in Washington on Thursday. New York Mets vs St. Louis Cardinals. Our team pick is New York Mets minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. The Mets lost to the Pirates in their most recent contest by a score of 7-4. DJ Stewart came in as a pinch hitter and had a homer with 2 RBI, while Brandon Nimmo had a homer and 2 total hits on the day. Tim LeCastro had a pair of walks, and Francisco Alvarez had a hit, a walk, and a run scored. David Peterson went only 3.2 innings and gave up 3 runs in his outing with 5 strikeouts and 6 walks. Pete Alonso has been the power bat among all of the batters on the Mets this season, bashing 35 home runs, while the player with the next most has only 22. Alonso is also the leader in RBIs with 88 and ops with .846. Brandon Nimmo has the highest batting average in OBP, .261 and .358, among all New York hitters still on the roster. Kodai Senga leads the rotation for the Mets with a 3.30 ERA and 122.2 innings. Nobody else on the roster has more than 100 innings thrown in the year. Senga has 149 strikeouts, while the player with the next most has only 79. Adam Ottavino has the most saves among players not traded away with 7 and 9 chances, and Jose Quintana has done well in his limited starts to his name this year. The Mets officially threw in the towel for the season when they traded away Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Dominic Leone, Tommy Pham, and David Robertson, just to name a few. They also acquired Phil Bickford and Adam Kolarek from the Dodgers, but they are clearly looking towards 2024 and 2025 to get back in contention. Jose Quintana will get the start for the Mets in this outing. Despite his 0-4 record in 5 starts, he has a solid 3.03 ERA and 1.28 WHIP on the year. He has 20 strikeouts through 29.2 innings pitched and has gotten better as he returns from injury. In his last start against the Braves, he threw 6 innings and gave up only 1 earned run, while striking out 4 and walking 3. 7 players are listed on the injured list for the Mets, with Starling Marte highlighting the list. Marte is the only player projected to return in August, while the rest are out until the middle of September or for the season. Since his return from injury, Jose Quintana has demonstrated consistency, while Adam Wainwright's performance has not matched his previous years' standards. The Cardinals are grappling with injuries to key players, further putting them at a disadvantage, whereas the Mets showcase a stronger offensive lineup on paper. Wainwright's recent showings have been disappointing, particularly in his last 2 starts, even against comparatively weaker opponents. New York's bullpen strength could potentially shine if Quintana successfully completes at least 5 innings. Moreover, the Cardinals currently hold an identical win-loss record both on the road and at home, indicating that Busch Stadium doesn't offer a significant advantage at this juncture in the season. Taking these factors into account, I lean towards the Mets, primarily due to the uncertainty surrounding Wainwright's performance, which has eroded my confidence in his capabilities. Our total pick is over 10 runs. And here is why. Until Wainwright delivers a quality performance, I'm going to roll with the over whenever he pitches. He has given up an average of 7.5 runs every 2 innings in his last 2 starts. While Quintana has been solid, he is bound to run into some trouble at some point. With Arenado and Goldschmidt finding their form again, I have faith that St. Louis can muster at least 3 runs in the contest. The Mets should be able to score off Wainwright on the backs of Alonso and Linder to name a couple. The Cardinals have given up the 5th most runs in the National League this season, while New York is following closely behind at number 7.